If you ever see a gas station that says, last stop for 70 miles, keep driving. I was about 4 hours into a 6-hour drive when I realized I needed to stop. My eyes were drifting shut every few seconds, and I needed caffeine. The highway was empty. When I saw the glow of a gas station sign, I felt relief. It was an old, independent place, not a chain, with a hand-painted sign that said, last stop for 70 miles. I pulled in and parked at the pump. The lot was empty except for a truck parked around the side of the building. I filled my tank and headed inside. The store was small, just a few aisles of snacks and a coffee station. The attendant, a man in his 50s, was behind the counter, watching a late-night infomercial. When I walked in, he looked at me with surprise, almost like he wasn't expecting me. Evening, he said. Hey, just grabbing a coffee, I replied. I poured myself a cup. It was burnt, but I didn't care. I grabbed a candy bar and went to the counter. The attendant rang me up slowly, glancing at my car a few times, as if something bothered him. Driving alone? He asked. Yeah, I said. Long trip? Few more hours, I answered, not thinking much of it. He slid a napkin across the counter. It had something written on it in pen. You're being followed. Don't go back to your car. I stared at it, confused. What are you talking about? He gestured toward a small security screen behind the counter. It showed the parking lot, and my car was there, but standing next to it was a dark figure. I looked out the window. Nothing, just my car, an empty lot. I turned back to the screen. The figure was still there. Who is that? I asked. That's your problem, he said calmly. Don't go out there. My heart pounded. What do you mean? The attendant pulled out a folder and showed me some news articles. Missing person reports. Bodies found on the highway. 4 people in the last 8 months, he said. They all stopped here late at night. Went to their cars after I warned them. They were found miles down the road. Eyes open. Heart stopped. No signs of foul play. I stared at the photos. The people were real. This wasn't a joke. I glanced at the monitor again. The figure was closer to my car now. It wasn't moving, just standing there, facing the store. I felt dizzy. Why hasn't anyone done anything? There's nothing to investigate, the attendant said. Police say it's medical emergencies, but I know what happens. People die out there. I looked out the window again. The figure hadn't moved. How long does it stay? I asked. Until sunrise, the attendant replied. It can't come in here, but it stays out there. Just wait. I didn't want to stay, but I felt trapped. The attendant locked the door, and I sat down in a corner, trying to ignore the figure on the monitor. Every few minutes, it seemed to move, closer to the building, closer to my car. After an hour, I asked if I could use the bathroom. The attendant pointed to a door near the back. As I walked toward it, I glanced at the monitor again. Something was wrong. The timestamp had changed. It wasn't live footage. I stopped. What time does that camera show? The attendant didn't answer at first. Then he said, it's not safe out there. I turned to leave, but the attendant stepped closer, blocking the door. You shouldn't have seen that, he said. You should stay. I backed away, but I had nowhere to go. The back room was full of boxes, some with names on them. Inside were wallets, phones, keys, items belonging to the missing people from the articles. The attendant followed me, his face cold. I can't let you leave, he said. Not until morning. I grabbed a stool and smashed it through the front window. I climbed down, ran to my car, and drove away. But when I looked in the rearview mirror, the figure was standing by the road, just watching me. I drove for an hour before stopping at a rest stop, too shaken to keep going. I called 911, and they said they'd checked the gas station. I sat in my car, locking the doors, staring at the highway. I thought I was safe, but when I looked in the rearview mirror, the figure was still there. It wasn't by my car anymore. It was standing just behind me.